How you doing, guys? We're live today on the Blam Partners broadcast, a live show. I'm actually broadcasting this to a few different platforms today because I think this is going to be useful for you if you are an entrepreneur, a budding entrepreneur, or just somebody who's looking to get more performance out of your days. Because a few weeks ago, I did a broadcast that was all about the top 10 things that I recommend in order of importance that you need to do to be successful as a Blam partner. It was really well received. I've had quite a lot of conversations since that in relation to the order of the list that I did. And Blam partners all over the world run their own digital agencies. They're high performance entrepreneurs that are looking to improve their own personal performance, to improve their business. And they're looking for those hacks that are going to help them be more effective and efficient and get better results. And I did the list, the top 10 list, to give them the benefit of my experience, because I speak to entrepreneurs every day of the week and have done for years, and I can see the commonalities of the things that get the right results. And right at the top of my list, the thing that I think is, if you don't get anything right, get this one thing right first, is a morning routine, because a morning routine sets you up for the day, and it means that the rest will follow. And you can be effective in all the other 9 things on the list. So much more effective, in fact, if the morning routine is nailed down first. And I see the results of this on a daily basis. I can't think of any other business tool that I've seen change people's lives as much as when somebody gets a morning routine nailed down. So you may ask, what do I mean by a morning routine? I'm glad you did ask that, because I prepared a presentation to demonstrate for this one. So if you will bear me just a tick, I'm going to share my screen. Where are we? Share screen. Here we go. And hopefully you're going to be able to see my morning routine slide. Now, I've done this one for Blam Partners, but as I've said, you will be seeing this as well across a few other of my platforms, because I just think this is useful whether you are in digital marketing, whether you're just a general entrepreneur, or you're just looking to get the most out of yourself as a person, as a high performance person. That's what it's all about. Now, I will put this one out there and say a morning routine is the most important thing in your day. It's the most important thing in your day, because if you can get the morning off to the right start, the rest can flow. So first question I want to ask you is, do you have a morning routine? Is there a routine that you follow at the moment, and are you methodical about it? Because whenever I'm talking to people, quite often they're kind of a bit confused by what I mean. What is a morning routine? Well, it's an actual routine that is designed to set you up for the day, and it's personal to you. Now, I've worked with lots of people on their morning routines, and no two are the same. So it is important that your morning routine, the things you do as you open your eyes, when you open your eyes before you actually get on with the day-to-day tasks of the day, is going to be specific to you. The time that you wake up and the actual things that you do are all going to be specific to you. So first off, why do you need a morning routine? Well, it's actually going to set you up for the day and get you in the right mindset. It's all about getting your head in the right space, because a morning routine is geared to get your neurons firing, to get you in that positive mindset, so that you are able to perform at a higher level for the rest of the day. Let me ask you this, guys. Do you ever feel like you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed? Do you ever feel like you wake up and you've just got that sense that everything's going to go wrong for the rest of the day? You know, the old analogy is, you wake up and you stub your toe, and then you might fall over, or something happens at the first thing in the morning. You just think, oh no, it's going to be one of those days. Well, guess what? You're probably right. You're probably right, because if you don't do something about it, if you don't change that mindset, the chances are it is going to be one of those days. So by having that morning routine in the morning, you're never going to get out the wrong side of bed again. You're actually always going to be getting out the right side of bed, because you're going to be in control of your mindset for the rest of the day. You're not going to let fate take its hand in it, because let's face it, guys, we're not always going to wake up in the morning whistling zippity doo-dah saying, come on, let's have it. Let's have this day. We're not built that way, but we do have the ability to take control of our mindset and make sure that we are in a positive mindset, and we don't let things influence us that are beyond our control. Stubbing your toe when you wake up is a typical example of that. You want to take control. You don't want to let anything affect that positivity right from the day one. It's right from the moment you wake up, and it's going to set you up for the rest of the day. Now, there is a fantastic book that really got me to drill down on a morning routine. And the book is called The Miracle Morning. And The Miracle Morning talks about the lifesavers. I'm going to quickly run through the lifesavers with you. It's actually, they use the letters savers to deal with each one of these different parts of what they call the lifesavers. So S is for silence, A is for affirmations, V is for visualization, E is for exercise, R is for reading, and S, well, they've said scribing because they wanted to spell out the word savers, but really they mean writing. So it just doesn't work if that was a W. So it's life savers, and these 6 things, as the book tells. Now, I recommend you read this book, guys, by a guy called Hal Elrod. Hal Elrod has written several of these books. There's another great one called Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs. And it goes into great detail. But one of the things that I took away from this is when they did their research and they talked to super successful people, they found that these super successful people had a morning routine, every single one of them, and they did at least 3 of the things that are in this list. Now, that's got to tell you something, guys. If you've got the desire to become a successful entrepreneur, to become a successful person, then it's pretty much a given that you need a morning routine of some sort. This gives you a template. Now, I'm guessing over the hundreds of years of super successful people that we've seen, that they hadn't all read this book. So the order in which this is delivered isn't absolutely set in stone. And that's why all the people that are super successful that they interviewed in the book, they probably hadn't read the book either, but they still did at least 3 of these things. Now, we have to take that information, guys, and as we digest it, we need to realize that if we want to be super successful, high performance people that are successful in life, in business, and the things that we do, and I know that's what I want, and I'm sure you do too if you're watching this, then you have to pay attention to this, because it is no coincidence, I promise you. The results that I've seen from people reading this book and also applying this knowledge is transformational, guys. It really is transformational, which is why it was number 1 in my list. Now, let me run through these for you to give you a bit of an overview. Okay, doesn't mean you don't need to read the book, guys, but I'm going to give you some examples and analogies of how this works. Now, silence is a very powerful thing. People meditate is a good example of silence. A lot of people attribute meditation to lots of successful habits. It's that finding that inner peace, finding that moment in the day where your mind is uncluttered, and indulging yourself in the silence. Now, we don't have to do this for a long time, guys. A lot of us have got busy lives. We've got families running around. We've got, lots of stuff going on. And finding a moment of silence can be a luxury. But in the morning, it's your best opportunity to find it. And finding that silence is going to help calm your mind and get you ready for the day. It's number 1 in the list. Number 2 is affirmations. Now, affirmations take many different forms. And I think the interpretation of affirmations can also be somewhat down to the individual. I know a lot of people that I've spoken to over the years, myself included, when I first started getting, studying the sort of habits of success. Affirmations seemed a bit woo-woo to me. I've got to be honest. One of those things that I didn't really, adhere to. But really what I came to understand is your affirmations it's just a goals list. It's a list of your goals. It's a list of things that you want to aspire to. It's a list of things that you want to achieve in your life. It's a way of life that you're looking to aspire towards. So actually physically writing those down on a piece of paper, and repeating them out loud, or some people have them on the mirror and they repeat them out loud. It's all about affirming in your mind what it is that you're going to achieve, whether it's the affirmations for that day, for that week, for that year, or your broader big picture affirmations. Pre-programming your mind right at the beginning of the morning to get you ready and on target to take action to achieve those affirmations is the very best time to do it. And it's a very powerful thing to do. Then we've got visualization. Again, this is another thing that takes many different forms. I myself use visualization when I first wake up. I'll talk about that in a little bit further down the presentation. But visualizing yourself actually achieving the things typically that are in your affirmation list or your goal list, using tools to help you visualize, having a vision board, having images of the things that you're aiming towards. These are all things that are going to help motivate and inspire you right at the beginning of the day. In fact, I've got my vision board right at the side of my desk here. I've got it right next to me in a little frame there to remind me, and it just becomes habit looking at that vision board and visualizing what I want to achieve each year. I do mine on an annual basis, but visualization in a way that is appropriate for you, a way that allows you to get motivated, excited, and get in that positive frame of mind at the beginning of the day. Really important tool. Now this one, exercise, absolutely key. It's been proven in so many studies, healthy body, healthy mind. It releases all those endorphins. And if you train at the beginning of the day, it really gets you in the right frame of mind. You feel physically strong. When you feel physically fit, it's going to affect your mindset and it's going to help you take on the day, be a higher performer during the day. More and more, this is becoming a massive part of our culture and society. It's so important to find the time to exercise, to find the time, even if it's, I spoke to somebody yesterday, hopefully they're watching this video, who I'm working with them on their morning routine. As the kettle is boiling, they're doing press-ups and sit-ups in the morning, because it's difficult always to find time to exercise. But you can find time, guys, if you are creative, even when your schedule's busy, even when you've got, the kids running around and other things to do. You can find the time just to do enough to release those endorphins, to get a bit of a sweat up, or you can be completely committed and do a proper workout and really go for that run, get to the gym, do what you need to do. That's obviously the preferred route. Reading, again, is another trait of high performance people as part of the morning routine. And it's about reading the right things, guys. We've got to remember the purpose of a morning routine is to set your mindset up for the day so that you can be a high performer during the day. So read the right kind of things. Is it motivational stuff? Is it the miracle morning? Are you reading the miracle morning in the morning to help make sure you got morning routine right? Are you reading motivational, inspirational, educational stuff that's going to feed your mind with positivity, that's going to help you take action in the day? We're not necessarily talking about, your crime novel or I personally feel like that's something that you might do at the end of the day. But again, we're talking about taking all of these ideas and building a routine that is appropriate for you. My personal feeling is at the beginning of the day, I need to get motivated for work. And so anything that I do that's in the reading sphere is going to be stuff that is going to put my mindset in the right frame of mind for business. And then finally, writing. Are you writing down your your goals for the day or your to-do list for the day? Are you putting down your plan? Are you strategizing? Are you writing down your affirmations? Are you going to combine two as part of that deal? Because writing, physically taking a pen or a pencil and writing in a pad, again, is been clinically proven to be more effective than just thinking about something or even typing stuff on a keyboard. So the correlation between the physical use of your hands to actually physically write something helps it stick in the brain more, and then gives you more possibilities of being able to apply the actions. And all of this stuff, guys, is all about helping you take more action, because all of this is about preparation. The action taking comes after, and of course, none of it is going to be any good to you unless you take action during the day as a result of this. And the idea of this is that it will allow you to take more action because you'll be in that positive, energized, mindset. Okay. So I've experimented with this over the years, guys. So I would like to share with you my routine, because I've tried lots of different ways of doing this. And I also acknowledge that my morning routine was quite a bit different when my family was younger. Kids wake up early, and especially when you've got really young kids. And so a morning routine can be really difficult. But as I said, I coach quite a few people, entrepreneurs, and there's ways of getting this done, guys. There's ways of getting done. Now, you can make excuses and say, I can't do a morning routine because of X, Y, and Z. But the truth is, guys, where there's a will, there's a way. And I said right at the beginning, this is, in my view, the number one most important thing to help you be successful in your business and your life. And therefore, you've got to move heaven and earth to find a way to make this happen. And I don't say this lightly, guys. It really is that important. I've seen people transform themselves when they get a morning routine that works for them, and then they apply it consistently, and then they make it habit. And those are two of the things that I'll talk about on another webinar, because this morning routine is no good if you just do it for a couple of weeks and then get out of the habit. So here's my morning routine. I've made this habit now, and I was actually explaining this to somebody yesterday. I almost feel excited when I go to bed because I'm looking forward to waking up and doing my morning routine. I absolutely love it. It fills me with energy. It gets me excited. I enjoy it, and it makes me feel great. And I know that if I don't do my morning routine, then I almost feel the opposite. If I don't get my morning routine done, it can throw me out. So I do kind of rely on it in a way, but it does make me feel super energized. It always starts out with me waking up and the opportunity clock goes off. I love that one. Heard that one on Bear Grylls the other day. He calls it the opportunity clock, not the alarm clock, because alarm is like a negative thing. As the opportunity clock wakes me up, and I don't get out of bed straight away. I do my visualization. So I imagine what my day's going to be like, what's going to happen, and also do some quite sort of big picture visualization. So I imagine where my business is going to be, and I imagine what that looks like for me, my family, and my business partners, etc. And I spend probably about a minute doing that first wake up. And then I've got a bit of a routine. I go a bit of a habit. I go and do my teeth. I've actually got share something with you. I've got a tongue scraper. It's supposed to take all of the bad chemicals out your mouth. So, but this is straight out the morning routine. They tell you to get up, clean your teeth, wash your face with cold water, and just wake yourself up so you're ready to take on the day. As I then walk down the stairs, I set my my phone to play some feel-good tunes. Now, I tend to vary what the tunes are, but I'm looking for upbeat tunes that make me feel good, because music is a huge influence over the mood that you are in. And so having those feel-good tunes, the ones that are going to give you a bit of a pep, a bit of a, keep you going and keep you getting excited, that's what I do as I walk down the stairs and go into the kitchen, where I drink a pint of water, and then I take all of my vitamins, all of my tablets and everything that so yeah, my fish oils and all those kind of things. I've got a little collection, and then I've got a little routine where I make myself a fresh coffee. Get really excited about this. I love my coffee. I grind my beans. Sometimes I whisk up my milk, get my frothy milk going, and I make myself a nice cafetiere of coffee. And the smell of that coffee is awesome. And I look forward to that. The music is playing. Life is good. I'm excited to start the day. Then, most mornings, not every single morning, I hit the gym. And this is a big thing for me. I think when I am consistently exercising, it makes a massive difference to my mindset, massive difference to how I feel. And so I either go to the gym, or sometimes I've got a gym at home. I'll work out at the gym at home. Now, whilst I'm in the gym, I'm listening to motivational audio. This morning, I finished off listening to Grant Cardone. What's it called? It's called, it's gone right out of my head. It should be Be a Maniac or Be Average. I can't remember what it's called. It'll come back to me. That's annoying. So I finished off that today. A bit of Grant Cardone, or it's either Zig Ziglar or one of the other motivational people, because as I'm working out, I want to be motivated and I want to be educated as well. And that Grant Cardone book's really annoying me. It's going to come back to me in a minute. I'm sure it will. So get yourself motivated, and that's what I want to do. I want to be motivated, but also I want to multitask, because as I'm working out, I can be learning and I can be having ideas about my business. And then I'll come out of the gym and I will write down my goals, which is kind of my affirmations in a way. I've got a book that I use. I've brought it in with me today, actually. So this book is a book that I write down all my goals in. I brought it in because today I got interrupted with a phone call, and I only got halfway through, so I finished it off when I got into the office. But every day I've got loads of these books that have been filled up over the years. I write down my affirmations, my goal, my annual. I do annual goals, and I write them down every day, and I cross them off as I achieve them. Then I will go and have a shower. I will have a cold shower for 1 minute every day, and it is freaking freezing at the moment. I've got to tell you, it's quite painful, but loads of health benefits to it. Shows that you can put yourself outside your comfort zone. And while I'm in the shower, I will listen on my phone. I've got a program that is called Think Up, where I've recorded audibly all of my affirmations, all of my goals, and they play back to me as I am in the shower. So I am now being bombarded all morning with all this positivity, and that gives me a fantastic feeling, because then I am ready for the day. And because of that little routine, which takes, if I'm in the gym, it could be an hour and a half's worth of morning routine there. If I'm not in the gym, what I'll do is I'll just do my stretching instead, in which case it's more like, 40 minutes. But it means that I've got all of this done at the beginning of the day, and it gets me kick-started. I feel excited just talking about it, guys. It makes me feel good to know that I've got this nailed down and I've got it habit. And I know that it makes a massive effect on my performance and on my, my motivation throughout the day. So I would like to hear from you guys. What is your morning routine? Does any of this resonate with you? Does any of you want to add to the morning routine, to the lifesavers, to the things that we've talked about here? Does anybody disagree? Does anybody think that you shouldn't have a morning routine? And what's your reason and thinking behind that? Because I've tried that, and it tends to just, you're leaving it to, I feel like, I'm leaving it to, a whim as to whether or not it's going to be a good day. Whereas this way, every day is a good day because I'm in control of it. I feel like I'm in control of my mindset. And mindset, guys, is the most important thing. If you've got your mindset right, then you can take on anything. Now, if you've got any questions, guys, just pop them in the chat, whichever platform you're looking at. If you drop in the chat on Facebook, and let me stop sharing and see if we've got any questions. If you've got any questions, if you're watching this on the rerun, drop them in. I will get notified. Again, I just want to finish off, guys, by saying that when I did my top 10 things that can help you be successful in your business, this was number one. It was number one, top of the list. And it was there for a really good reason, because I have seen the results that this gets when people apply this, not just in myself, but in lots of other people that have applied these tools. And if you haven't got a morning routine, then you're missing a trick, I promise you. And it doesn't have to be, as vigorous as mine, but you do have to have a routine, and it's got to be one that suits you and makes you feel excited to get up in the morning, and then motivates you thereafter. Well, just want to say thanks for listening. Look forward to see your questions. Let me know whether you want me to run through any of those other 10 points, because I could do a presentation on each one of those. The follow-up to this will be about, once you've got that morning routine, how do you make it consistent and then form it as a habit? Because I also know lots of people that started a morning routine, got massive benefit from it, and then didn't follow it through. Don't let that be you. Take care, guys.